Hello guys, I'm Linus.
I'm Cy.
And welcome back to another episode of Things They Won't Say. Today we have two guests with us, some friends of ours, Cooper and Burke. You guys
Hello.
How's it going?
We're going to be talking about music today because both these guys are extremely invested in it. Burke does a lot of music production on his own because he enjoys it. Cooper is just an avid musician fan.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know. Like, I'm not going into the world of music in terms of, like, a job, but I've thought about music journalism, like, pursuing that in the future, maybe that being a career. And apart from that, I'm just a huge music fan.
Yeah, you're a freaking vinyl junkie.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
for sure.
Collected my 28th over the weekend.
So, what do you guys want to start with?
I think influentialness.
Influential? You guys want to talk about, like, something, okay, do you guys know Angelina? She's a friend of mine, graduated last year, went to IU,
no.
the Lara family by chance. Okay, so really cool people. She did her research project last year involving music, kind of like how you're doing yours, Cooper. I think I told you about this. So she did music's influence on the decades, basically, and if you could use music as a way to like signify what was going on at the time. And basically, like, it came down at the end, like, her results were kind of nullified because you had to have background information and couldn't just listen to the music to understand. But she did an analysis of, like, the top 10 songs every decade. And there was, like, with Vietnam was one of the big ones, like, the protest songs.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we did a lot of work with that in A-Push last year, which was super interesting. And I think that's, like, a lot of what music can do is it can kind of take what's going on in the world at the time and condense it with just a little bit of background knowledge to know how people feel at that time, which I think is extremely cool, and a lot of artists can value from that in a lot of different ways, and the music that they make.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like influential, like, for music-wise, I feel like it can influence a person so, like, vividly. How, like, on the basis of, like, your mood. My mood swings, like, change so differently based on what I'm listening to. If it's something happy or fun, then it's just, like, then you just feel that. And then, like, if it's something sad, if you got some, like, really sad Linkin Park or Ian Dior going.
You got, your sad boy playlist. I have one of those.
Like, everybody has a sad boy playlist nowadays. It's just the most basic thing. It's just, like,
but it's
sad boy.
You need it.
Sometimes you do.
No, like, speaking of, like, influentialness, like, you know, like, when a friend shows you a song and you're just like, mind blown, like, that
so
feeling.
good.
That's the best feeling for both people, I feel like.
You see their head bob, they're like, okay, I can get
But then, in contrary, the worst feeling is when you get handed aux and you decide to play a song and no one likes it.
You decide to play, like, Lil Pump or something.
But no, so, like, my buddy Luke, 2 years ago, showed me this song, Introduction Nothingness by Hayden Kallman, I think is what it is. And so, literally, he did the music production on it, Hayden, the artist, did. But they took sound bites from Alan Watts, he's a philosopher. They took sound bites of his speeches and put it together and made their own speech with his words
That sounds
over
so
the
cool.
song. And it has, like, ambient, like, background noise with it, too, and a lot of, like, reverb on the instruments, so it sounds like you're outside in a forest is, like, the whole point of it.
That's badass.
So, you know, like, in our schoolrooms, like, you know, how to have, like, the speakers, and you can, like, Bluetooth up to, like, the Apple Play or whatever. So we laid down in the dark and just put it on, and, like, I nearly, like, just, if you feel like you're sinking through the floor.
Having the ability to, like, use Bluetooth on any school speaker is a terrible idea.
No, it's awesome.
Knowing that they could play, like, the ear rape version of, like, Monsters Inc. or something. Like, you know, like, that'd be a terrible idea.
We're all waiting for
awesome.
All-Star, but every note is, like, E, or, like, those things.
I've seen that.
Eye of the Tiger, but every note's E, like, things
I've
like
seen that. It's awful. It's so bad.
Oh, my lord. It's so entertaining, though, at the same time. But no, like, I think music has a great influence, not just like what I was talking about earlier, but what you mentioned, where you can influence people around you by sharing that experience. Because, like, when you discover a new artist, it's a really, like, cool thing.
Yeah, and you're like, this is my guy.
Like, this is my new guy. Like, for me,
He's mine.
I
No one
totally
else
get
can
that,
have him.
because, like, when I was younger, Justin Timberlake was, like, my favorite artist.
Yeah.
When I was, like, 5. Like, it was JT all the way. Like, it was on the radio. It was on our CDs. My mom always had, like, now that's what I call music CDs.
Yeah,
and we'd bop
right.
out to, like, last year's, like,
There you go.
top 10 through 20 hits, because they didn't put the top 10 on there, basically.
Oh, yeah. One guy that, I know you guys don't know him very well because he's part of the rap culture, but it's Lil Tecca. He had a very huge
Heard of
blow up. He's 16, came from Queens. He followed me when he had 5,000 followers.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Wow.
he unfollowed me at 130K, which sucked, but that's all right.
Top 10
I put
anime betrayals.
everybody on him, and now everybody's like, "Oh, his old stuff was better." I'm like, "That's right." And now he has like 2.5 million followers, and he's totally forgot about me. But you know, whatever.
I was one of the OGs.
And one thing I think about music too is how coincidental it can be sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you could be like talking about lyrics like, oh, I'm with like the guys or with the friends or whatever, and then you're like just surrounded by your friends in school or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like you could be like a song, like a really like shitty sad boy song. It's like she broke my heart, and then it's like your ex just walks by, like you're like what? Like,
Oh yeah, no lyrics like
Synchronicity.
lyrics,
so yeah, synchronicity.
exactly.
But
That's perfect.
like when artists tell stories with their music instead of just
That's
I mean
cool.
some of it they use the formula
Well, yeah.
to be able to make it relatable.
Well, they have to. Well, I think like some of the artists that tell stories it's such a cool thing because then it's just like, oh, I get it. It's like sometimes you just don't
I
notice.
absolutely love concept albums. They're probably my favorite thing that musicians
is-
can do. Yes, like
This is your train spotting if
yes,
anyone gets
I
that
love
term.
this.
Concept albums.
It's so cool because like basically if you don't know what a concept album is, it's an artist literally telling a story through an album. And sometimes like it's not directly said in the lyrics. You have to do some digging, which is what like bands like Gorillaz or 21 Pilots will do. But then there's bands. There's this one that I'm into. I got into them in October, and this is crazy. They've got the weirdest name ever. They're Australian. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I can see Austin just putting his head down in despair.
Austin
And I
knows
can-
because I literally I spent a whole class period
That's awesome.
telling Austin the lore of it. But yeah, literally they've got a whole overarching story from like 15 albums about the destruction of the universe, and it's crazy. And like I got into them in October, and like already they're probably my third most listened to band of 2019.
Dude, I totally feel that because God, I'm trying to think. So with concept albums, it's not always just the storytelling, but the concept of the ability to make the album.
Yes.
So one of my favorite artists recently, he's a rapper. He's from Maine. He's got like 3 kids. He's like this really cool guy. Blew up in the late 2000s because of the song "I'm Awesome," which I don't know if you've ever heard before. His name's Spose. So that he's the self-titled king of Maine. Is like his whole thing.
He's like king of Maine.
Like,
What, with like
like-
a population of what, 6?
Like who else? Like okay, what are the
Very
rappers?
threatening.
Like I don't know any of the rappers that
Stephen
are from
King.
Maine. But no, so Spose made an album in 24 hours from scratch
How?
with
That's
11
insane.
songs on it.
No, that is
features.
like so crazy. because-
They walked into the studio, they Facebook Lived the whole thing.
was this a concept album or was
So
this
he was
just a
like,
normal album?
so literally what he was like, I want to make an album in 24 hours. That was the concept that he had behind the album.
Right.
So it's not like there's a story, a bit of it to it, because that album's titled Humans, and it's all about like people being messed up. Pretty much is kind of like the overarching theme. They have like the main song Humans, the reprise of it later on in the album, and it's like talking about how humans are the other people that kill their own species, like all the time, like they're like lions that fight for food and stuff, but it's not like regular where we're just like slaughtering each other all the time, like how humans have war. And then and he talks about like little kids are like the cool humans and we should look up to them,
Yeah.
because they got like the heart of gold and everything. And then he keeps going with it, and he has like the Andrew Jackson is my favorite song off that album. And it's about the story of a $20 bill going through life, and he's at like the Prince concert, like for New Year's, and then he's at 9/11, and then he's at the Vegas shooting that happened at the Jason Aldean concert. It's the story of the $20 bill. Like it's like I'm at Goodwill, and then I'm over in New York, and then like there was the Mike Tyson fight is mentioned in it that happened. It's like it's got like all these like historical events, and it's just this $20 bill getting traveled through the country, like chilling.
That's crazy. Whoa, genius.
And he's really good with his wordplay too. Is the other thing, like with that whole album, and he had a ton of features. Cam Groves. Oh God, I can't remember any of the guys' names because
they're irrelevant.
well, they're I think Jay Spin. I think was one of the guys' names. Don't quote
I
me
gotta
on
check
that.
this guy out.
He's super
great.
cool. I think he has like 7 albums
What's the name
now.
of this guy? I gotta write this
Spose. S-P-O-S-E, and I finally read how he got his
CE
name.
or CE?
S-P-O-S-E.
S-E.
I literally found out about how he got his name the other day. He would always say Spose instead of I suppose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just because he had like a weird like little lisp to how he said it, his friends told him that should be his rap name when he was in high school.
Oh, really?
And he's just been going ever since. But like concept album stuff like that, where he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna make this whole entire album in 24 hours.
Yeah, go on.
And he had another one where like, so he has a ton of nicknames for him, like the King of Maine, and his other one's Peter Sparker. So
Yes.
this whole one where it's like he's like a It's not like necessarily all about him being like a journalist or anything, but the idea was like he's like Peter Parker taking the photos kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So Peter Sparker. It's just dumb stuff like that makes me super geeked for some reason.
Yeah, going back to concept albums. Concept albums are without a doubt the most difficult albums to make ever. I've gotten back into writing. I had like a 2-year hiatus of like quitting music because I just like I've made some garbage music. Like to be honest with you, I just hated it, and like it got a lot of streams. I racked up like for the 4 songs I got out probably like 5,000 streams or so.
So we're linking his SoundCloud in this description, and y'all can check it out.
But I ended up getting it all on Apple Music and Spotify and everything. I took it down. I just didn't like it, but like in the process of these 2 years, I've been writing music, and like idea of storytelling and concepts. It is such a hard thing to do, especially on an actual like either beat or instrumental or anything. You know, it's such a hard task to do because you could write about like all the typical like rock or rap stuff or country stuff. You know, like rap stuff doing drugs, and then with country like
women and guns. Yeah, that one, guns
shit, you know?
and a tractor
and then
a
with
truck.
like, you know, but like when you want to do something original with yourself, you kind of like stare at a blank because like once you like think of something, it kind of just burns out because you feel like it's not good enough. But like your friends are like, "Yo, like this is good. Like roll with this." And it's like, being an artist or being any type of artist, rapper, singer, producer, anything, it's super hard to come up with something original since there's so many people making music now. Even those crappy 15-year-old rappers from like,
hey, watch your mouth.
you know. So it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to find something original.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's hard to make something original, and then on top of storytelling and on top of staying on the beat when you're storytelling or on top of the instrumental, anything.
And
it
I
is
think
very, very difficult.
And one of the hardest things, especially if you're like going into rap, is having a unique like flow and rhythm. And
you have to have not only voice and rhythm, but you have to flow and rhythm, but voice is really important. You can't have a really annoying or stupid. Like,
you gotta like find a character almost.
That's why I like with Logic.
Well,
the reason why everybody like shits on Logic is because Logic is like the biracial stuff. I mean, all that stuff. Like I love Logic myself, but like the biracial stuff got to everybody, and then like, but his voice became like more nasally, and then everybody's like, ew. Like, it's like,
the thing that turns me off from a lot of rap is just the caricatures that they all play.
I get that.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
I know you guys aren't rap fans at all.
I
know you guys can get behind it. Like I know that you guys like definitely not like. Oh,
I'm not a mainstream rap fan, but like I like classic stuff. Like I'm a huge Eminem guy.
Oh yeah,
I'll listen to him all the time. I personally liked Kamikaze. I don't know about you guys.
Kamikaze was good, but
I think
Revival sucked.
Oh, Revival wasn't that good. There was like 1 or 2 good songs. I haven't listened to it in a hot minute. Wasn't The River with Ed Sheeran on there?
I liked that one.
I heard that was like
no,
you don't like it.
I liked it. I mean,
the Ed Sheeran Eminem mixture is so
doesn't
weird
work.
to me.
I feel like,
and in my head,
yeah, they really don't.
But I mean, so I like him. I mean, I'm a huge Gambino fan. I think most of us are.
Gambino's amazing. I found him in like when because the internet actually initially came out.
I asked for Because the Internet on vinyl for Christmas,
That's
so we're hoping.
That's a great album. I think like that's a good concept album too. It does tell a story truly.
Oh yeah, because he has like the parts numbered for it.
Brown Recluse. That's one of my favorite not rap songs. That's one of my favorite spoken words on Because the Internet. Like he just starts going off of just like thoughts that he's having, and it's so cool.
So yeah, if you want to talk about like not more spoken word stuff.
Yeah, Zeal to Stockholm was a great song off that one.
So like if you want to talk about more like not necessarily rap, but like kind of speaking over the music. My most influential artist in my life, like helped me a lot just with my mental and like get me in the zone, whether it's a show that I'm doing or if I'm just like going on a bike ride, whatever it has been. Watsky. So this dude started out in the California Bay Area doing like tried to rap battle his gym teacher in 8th grade.
His gym teacher.
He tried to because his gym teacher was like pissing him off, and he like had a boombox and was like, "Yo, teach, let's go," and like tried to rap battle his gym teacher.
I'm not even lying. That's really lame.
And so he did a lot of poetry though, was like his main outlet because he wasn't like the best kid or whatever, and like that was his main thing. So he like ended up in a Def Jam poetry slam contest, won that, ended up starting doing music more.
Oh, Def Jam.
Yeah,
the record label.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
He did something with Def Jam, and then so he has like he had a record deal. I think at one point he had a mixtape with named Watsky out, and then his first album that I listened to was Cardboard Castles, And that's his most popular album, has his most popular songs. People are like a little weirded out by some of his newer stuff because I mean that happens with the evolution of artists.
Yeah.
You lose fans, you gain new ones. Your sound changes. It's meant to happen that way, and we'll touch more on that here in a bit. Because but those people. But Cardboard Castles was this awesome album where there were small bits in it. They were called skits and they were numbered, and it was him talking to this little kid about like going to Disney and like troubles that he's having at school, and it's just like them having like a conversation. And then he had Tiny Glowing Screens Part 2 and Sloppy Seconds and Moral of the Story, which I think are all on that album. And those 3 songs are probably the coolest things because the Sloppy Seconds is his most popular song, most streamed. It's like all about like, you know, don't care what your past is, like I got you now kind of thing. Everyone can relate, whether it's a friendship, family, girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, husband, a pet that you adopted. I don't know, like you can make it work. You can apply it, but the lyricism and the flow and like the voice like we were talking about is all so unique that it's perfect. And then
it's original then.
Exactly.
If it's unique, then it's original.
And the other thing is people don't like respect poetry enough to where that is the root of rap, I feel like.
I think once people like high schoolers nowadays, they're listening to like, no, this is no diss because I listen to some of these guys. Like Uzi Vert, Playboi Carti, they all have that mainstream sound of the cloud rap that we'll get into later, but like they have that same like sound, and they won't go into like the poetry area because the poetry is
it's like too soft.
Everybody's like, oh, it's stupid, it's too soft, even though everybody's like got like their shoes on from mom and dad's money type of stuff out of school because like I don't know. Like, they try and act hard when they're really not.
And, like, he always respects his poetry roots, though, Watsky does, because Tiny Glowing Screens Part 2 is literally just a piano playing basic chords and, like, a few extra notes occasionally, and him just spitting pure speed-free verse over it, like, right in your face, and it's, like, visceral about how, like, your life doesn't matter, and, like, you gotta find a way to accept that at some point to where you can just be happy with, like, the fact that you're living. And it's like he's got some deep shit going on.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that turns people off, I guess, because some people don't always want deep music, and I don't understand that because I'm all for it.
Same here.
My friends had this deep conversation where they were like, we're gonna be forgotten about, like, in the next, like, many years, you know what I mean? And, like, that kind of, like, put me on hold because, like, I feel like people like think the world revolves around them, and sometimes I think that too, just because like you're your own self, and like you thinking about like you won't matter in a certain amount of years. I think that's a terrifying feeling, and I think it's something deep, and I think that's also why like that artist is turned off is because he goes into the deep.
And some people don't want to face that.
And they don't want to listen to that or face it, and I think
like he has one song where it's literally him talking about a girl who had a heart defect in his school, and she passed away, and like him not giving her the time of day and feeling really bad about it in retrospect. And like that's something I relate to because like in 6th grade this kid passed away in my grade, and like the last thing I said to him, because he was pissing me off one day and then I didn't see him next week because he had passed away, my last words were literally shut the fuck up. And like that haunts my shit. That fucks my psyche up. Because like imagine the last thing you say to someone, like you're normally chill with them, but they were pissing you off. Like we weren't going to lunch because they kept talking. Like the teacher wouldn't let us out. It's like, I was like, can you shut the fuck up? And then over the weekend, brain hemorrhage, and then he dies.
It was caused because of you.
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah.
It was caused because of
me saying shut the fuck up.
Those are two not mutually exclusive events.
That
was completely related.
That slammed our school.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
Yeah.
The t-shirts.
Dude, I still have the bracelet.
The bracelets, the t-shirts, the little like field day was like
it was
sponsored by that whole thing. And
it was
that
some
was
rough stuff.
Crazy.
But like I said though, like something that probably helped a lot of people through that, music.
Exactly. Using that language in 6th grade at school.
Oh, okay, come on, it's a public school.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's true, but like I would never have the balls.
grade.
I would never have the balls in 6th grade to say like shut the fuck up. Like at that time, I was like the really kid that wanted everything perfect, all A's.
Absolutely.
And now I'm just like. Got an F, whatever.
When I was on the bus in the 4th grade, some dude joked about he was going to get a tattoo on his thigh reaching for his nuts. And it was going to be a squirrel.
That's awesome.
And then, like, one girl was like, yeah, well, I'm going to get a spoon with a cherry on it. And I was like, ah! I was like, that, well,
you guys are crazy-ass kids on your
I grew
bus.
up north, so it's a different culture. God. So many jokes about that I've had down here, but no, public school. I felt bad about that.
Yeah.
And one thing that we haven't touched on that much, what I think we should just dive nose deep into, is like the rap culture.
Okay.
Like truly, like
It sucks.
here's my proposition on it because I love rap.
You're the
Rap
more
is-
mainstream rap fan out of the four of us.
And not even mainstream, but also like underground with like, oh god, with like artists that are definitely going to be on the come up or going to be famous, but are like definitely like underground type of stuff. I think that rap culture is garbage.
It is.
I think it's terrible. I think the idea behind like okay, so like since he literally just passed away.
Yeah, I
December
was
8th,
just about to
Juice
bring that
WRLD,
up. Yeah.
he was my favorite rapper. I have 131 hours with him this year listening to him. I literally love him so much, and my friends were making fun of me when he died, which I thought was stupid, but I thought it was like understandable on why, because he was doing codeine and all this, all this bad stuff.
Here's the thing. The proof is in the pudding. For people that
he
say
literally swallowed like bottles
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Percocets to hide
From
that.
the cops.
Even
Yeah,
though he had
exactly.
70 pounds of marijuana
Yeah,
on his
people
plate.
who aren't like annoyed by it, all I have to say is, why are rappers dying like flies? That's the only thing I need to say.
I saw this tweet. So rap culture has always been a problem of what causes like some issue, and so this tweet was like, "Oh, our rappers back in the day used to get shot for their homies and die from gun violence, yada yada. Rappers nowadays die because those pussies can't
Yeah, I've
handle their
seen that.
drugs."
Yeah,
and I was like,
I've seen
that is
Yeah.
some real
But here's the thing,
savage
that's
shit.
so true.
Yeah.
Because okay, think about it. Four mainstream, well now mainstream, some were just in the clouds, like Lil Peep. The four main like rappers that have passed away in the last 2-3 years: Lil Peep, X, Mac Miller, and now Juice WRLD.
Oh, Mac Miller. made me sad.
Mac Miller was a great artist, like on
Yeah.
his own anyway. He wasn't really that cloud rap.
He wasn't. He was slightly
He was-
different, but he's mainstream and fell into the
Those
culture.
3 of the 4, X got shot and died out of a robbery, but
Peep
those
was an OD.
3, Peep was an OD. That was really corrupt shit, by the way. I don't know if you know the whole thing on that, but that was some fucked up shit. And then Mac Miller passed away because of the overdose. And
as
then
well.
Juice WRLD, the whole Juice WRLD thing's janky. What happened?
It's hilarious.
What happened with that?
I don't mean to
It's
laugh about
hilarious.
someone dying, but like,
No,
it's
it's funny.
you were caught.
Like panic attack. He had a panic attack because he was getting searched. The panic attack caused him to seize. Then the seizure caused him to have cardiac arrest, which caused him to pass away.
I'm gonna be honest. That's some GTA shit right there.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I got no way out. I'm caught at this point.
$500 to kill yourself.
Well, I
I
mean,
think
They could have, dude. He has so much money that he could have just confessed and he could have like bought
Yeah,
out,
And one thing I was talking
whatever,
about with my dad for that is that one of his homies could have taken the rap for him and then would have paid
for his bail,
paid
or
him,
shit.
not even for his bail, but for when he's like the homie would have been like, yo, like, I'll go to jail for you, but I need some cash when I get out, like $3 million type shit. You know what I'm saying? So because he has a lot of money, and not only did he have a lot of money, he was just starting out. Even though for his 2 albums and him being mainstream already, he was just starting out. He was very talented with the.
What was that?
What was that?
good.
Someone just fell off the chair.
It's whatever. We'll fix it.
All right, keep rolling.
Keep rolling, guys.
I feel
You're
it, and it
totally
looks
good.
down,
It's,
and
just
I'm like,
it's like a metal
I
plate.
was like,
Broke it. Let the record show.
but like he was just starting out, and you can't say he wasn't talented. He freestyled.
Oh, yeah.
He freestyled for an hour.
I heard about
He
this.
freestyled for an hour.
Yes,
Okay. And I don't remember what radio station it was, but he freestyled for an hour.
It was the one. Oh god, it's the one that they have everyone freestyle on, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I
I don't
know-
remember the name of it. I'll look it up real quick while we're talking.
Freaking who freestyled? Shia LaBeouf freestyled on that.
Shia LaBeouf.
No,
Awesome.
so okay.
They
Plug-
say white people can't.
No,
Oh, Tim Westwood.
Westwood. Yes, yeah. Because so weird plug. Love Hot Ones. If you guys know that show.
Oh, Love Hot Ones.
Love Hot Ones. Great. They had
Great.
Shia LaBeouf on. They talked about how they believe that comedians and rappers have a lot in common because of the quick-wittedness of being able to freestyle and the quick-wittedness
Gambino
of
again.
Gambino
Yeah.
does both.
Gambino-
Renaissance man, love him.
Exactly.
Oh.
But no,
And he's an actor.
Shia LaBeouf is considered like one of the best like freestylers in Hollywood. Like Shia LaBeouf is just a dog at
awesome.
it.
I think
That's
if you guys have seen Childish Gambino's comedy shows at all, I don't
Yep.
know if you've ever seen. Have you
Weirdo.
seen the one where he's eating the cereal? Like
Whoa.
his mom get okay, so he wasn't allowed to have.
Oh wait, yeah. This
so
is
he
in-
wasn't allowed to have cereal, like sugared cereal as a kid. So then his parents, like he begged his mom to get him like sugar cereal. And
Oh,
she
she
said
mixed-
fine, and
and-
drops it, and then takes like a third of it, and then mixes it in with all like the crappy food or the crappy like cereal.
She
or
did
whatever.
like yeah,
right?
she
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
she did like
Weirdo.
cornflakes with like frosted flakes and mixed them.
and then like they were crying. and eating,
no,
and I
it was
thought that
Cocoa Puffs with kicks. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
I remember
So you
this.
know how shitty kicks are?
No.
Okay, so they're like they're literally cornball cereal.
He
Basically.
goes, no.
So like think of the most bland tasting like corn based cereal and
Okay.
put them in like ball shape. Now mix them with Cocoa
so at
Puffs.
least they have balls on it.
Dude, it was
He
the
goes, no.
it was literally the funniest. I love Gambino.
And I think it's so funny to like think about another thing we can dive into is the evolution of artists, like how Gambino
Yes.
went from comedian to making like the first album.
It was
Country music.
yeah, that no
Bonfire.
Well, it was Bonfire.
It was Camp.
I
Wasn't it?
was
It was
Camp.
Camp.
I was gonna say Campfire.
It's just Camp.
It's just Camp. I know
It went
that.
camp to because the internet
Because
to
the
late night
internet-
and Cowie.
No. It was Kauai, and then
Kauai,
and
my
then
bad.
no,
Kauai.
and then Awaken My Love. And I
Yeah.
think the whole evolution from him going from that really nasty rap and then going to like because the internet, where it was he had some nasty rap in there.
That was
Like,
like that was nerd culture. That album
And then,
was
like-
pure
like-
nerd love.
yeah, and then
The late night album
they
was
had like
literally,
Telegraph Avenue in Oakland, like that
And
one. we heard a little
3005.
bit, 3005. Those both had like really important.
and then so then late night was like Sober was on that, and that is my
Sober
favorite
was
song
a-
by him.
Wasn't
Oh,
Sober
was
on Kauai?
Sober was on Kauai.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sober
Late
was
Night.
on Kauai.
Kauai/Aston Martin. Everybody forgets that it's also Aston Martin.
Oh.
But my favorite, probably the Palisades. That was a great song on there. I don't know
He's
if you know
got
that.
such good music.
This-
and then
yeah, this
it went
album
from
was
that
great.
to Awaken My Love, and
That was a
And then-
huge turnaround.
And then Awaken My
It
Love
is.
to This Is America.
This is America.
That was
don't you go? No, no, no.
That, I think This Is America wasn't only like a pivotal move for him because it was like
It was a
talking
protest
about
song.
that. It
Oh,
was a
yeah.
protest song, but it was also I think it was a little bit of a dive in like that cloud rap and modern rap because
Oh yeah,
like he had 21 Savage on it
in the music
background.
video.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing! Literally
Yeah.
amazing.
What a meme value.
Although the only
True.
the only thing is, I sort of feel like the way he was rapping was satire in itself, if that makes sense. Like,
Because he was he was shitting on rap culture with
Yeah.
that song.
I like how we're going back to This Is America. Like that seemed like so long ago.
It
How
feels
long ago
you know
was
what's
that?
crazy?
2 years.
It was only 2018.
Oh boy.
Yeah, almost two. Oh my, because it was January 2018, I think.
Yep.
I
too.
remember exactly where I was when it came out because I was a huge
Holy-
Gambino fan and I was just sitting in bed in Ohio and I was just like listening to this and I was just like, yeah, shit, dude, you know. And then going back to it, I'm like, it wasn't that great of a song, but it showed a lot of power in him,
yeah.
and I think it's interesting that he.
I
had
really
range.
liked what was the 2 song? What didn't he drop like 2 songs over the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I only
Feels like summer.
Feels like summer.
And Summertime Magic.
Yeah, Summertime Magic and Feels Like Summer were awesome because of the steel drum.
Feels
Yeah.
like Summer was amazing. That was my absolute favorite song, and it still is a great song.
It like that's
I-
just a jam that you could like throw on a playlist to hang out with your
On
friends.
a
Yeah.
day like this, the day like
Copy.
You know, I
Copyright.
remember
Damn copyright time.
I mean,
For a
we're-
channel
I
that makes no
remember-
money.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not getting more than 5 views. Who cares?
demonetized without any money.
Sweet.
But
I
no.
remember
So
making
speaking of his
60 cents.
evolution, though, like tons of artists evolve in their sound and their style,
Yes.
and not just like him, where he evolved as a person. Because Gambino went, what was the show that he was on?
Community.
Community.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and then he went back to
Yeah.
that and wrote and acted,
Yeah.
and he also became a movie star with Solo, which I personally like.
I really liked Solo, and that was
Why
Side-
did people do that movie was terrible in the box office.
It
No
was
one
terrible.
saw
It
it.
It's
really
because of all the
was.
drama that happened before it released with
Yeah,
There
them
was
changing
drama
directors.
that happened before.
They had to
it released.
reshoot 3/5 of the film
yeah.
because
Okay, this is totally off topic of music.
oh yeah, we're way off.
Because
It's
we're
fine.
talking about Star Wars now. Is Mandalorian worth Disney?
Yes,
Plus?
it is.
Yes.
It is so
Okay,
good.
okay, okay.
Just yes. Also, speaking of music, the like score for the Mandalorian.
Mando's theme is one of the best things I have heard in Star Wars
Dude.
in years.
And it matches up like
With his character.
with Duel
Yes.
of the Fates.
Yeah.
In
You know,
my
I
opinion.
love-
Duel of the Fates and Mando's theme are like neck and neck for me as my favorite Star
Yes.
Wars number.
and the creator of
Don't forget
Mandalorian-
Imperial March though.
True.
The creator of Mandalorian, John Favreau, I love
'Cause Marvel.
Yeah.
He's
so
so good.
much.
He's good.
And I need to just check out Mandalorian.
It's
Mandalorian's
worth it.
very good.
So another plug.
Hired it.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus is worth your time if you like Star Wars.
There it is.
Yeah,
and
it is.
and
Hot
one,
takes.
one evolution of an artist, which is he's way mainstream, obviously. that I think is so interesting is Kanye West.
Oh my god.
Here's the
Okay.
thing.
He's
He made
involved
in 04 area and 07 when Graduation and all that shit came out. That was like my jam. Like I had it on.
You
my,
were like
my,
5.
I know. No. Like in 08 and 09 when I had the little iPod like.
The shuffle.
Yes, the shuffle.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
The
The
shuffle.
iPod shuffle. When I had that was my like those like stronger.
I dropped mine in the toilet one time.
Stronger was so cool.
Stronger and Good Morning were like those.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, yeah.
Low-key, hate Stronger just because Daft Punk never got enough credit for that song.
They really didn't.
And
I'm not gonna hate
Kanye
on the
sampled,
song.
ripped, and ran with that song.
He really did.
He also, I forget what song, but he sampled 21st Century Schizoid Man, and King Crimson gets no credit for
Oh, that was in Gold Digger.
it. Yeah.
The amount of
Oh, wait, no.
Wasn't it?
No, Gold Digger was Ray Charles.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
He sampled a lot of different artists.
You know, but the amount. I think
she's driving.
Thank you, Cooper. Very cool. You know, I think it's crazy.
Okay, we're done.
Okay, the amount of samples that are used in today's music is absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. I mean, Tyler the Creator uses samples all the time. Who's very talented. I think his evolution is absolutely
Yeah.
insane too.
Tons of artists do it. Like the guy I was talking about earlier, Spose, made a whole EP where it was him sampling one specific artist's songs and rapping over them that were normally like sings.
There
like
are
sing
so
songs.
many songs that so many popular songs that are literally just sampled. I
Young
mean,
Gravy. All of his music.
Young Gravy. Young Gravy is an interesting person.
He is.
He's good. He's good. I just think he's like
But yes,
Too
like
much of a-
Kanye has such an evolution though, like you were saying.
his change from going from all that
To now,
to
like,
now
with-
with the opera. The
and
opera was kind of
Jesus-
cool.
The Jesus music.
They did Mo Bamba for
Okay.
an opera, which I thought was so dumb, but I thought the creativity behind it was like insane.
It's
because
there.
like who thinks of an opera version of Mo Bamba?
I'm just saying, closed on Sunday. I like it. I like that song.
I hated Jesus is King.
I just like closed
I
on
hated
Sunday.
Jesus is King.
I have a few friends who really like it, and I think it's just I don't know. It's interesting
His
because
second song I really liked.
so here's the thing. Like so when we're talking about evolution of artists are built to change and to explore.
Right.
Good.
They're human.
And they're human, and like that's part of what being human is. Like my taste is going to change as a person and what I like in music.
Everybody's
Your taste
taste
in
is
what
so
you're going to
different.
make is going to change as an artist. So my thing that I hate most is when someone will be like, "Yo, I'm a huge like pick an artist. Go, just pick any artist."
Foo Fighters.
Okay, I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan, and they were there for the first 2 albums, and then whenever their third or fourth album dropped, and if their style changed, they go, "Oh, fuck Foo Fighters, I'm done with this. You guys
that was a
changed.
huge-
You're not
and
respecting your OG
surprisingly with
fan
Foo
base."
Fighters, when Concrete and Gold came out, everybody was like, "What is this?" But I literally know how to play some of those songs on guitar, and they slap. I love Concrete and Gold. I think it is a great album, and I went to their tour at Wrigley Field. Actually, like 60,000 people were there. It was an
Holy.
absolutely amazing. It
Well,
was
at the same
such an
time,
amazing.
I understand where they're coming from because it's like you've come to respect and know the artist as what they were, right? So if they change their style and they're not your taste, I don't really have a problem with you not listening to them anymore.
But don't shit on them for it. I
Yeah.
think. That's my problem. Because
I
like
think that's
the
fine.
the band that I like,
I think
so
that's fine.
I'm a huge Linkin Park junkie, and once
Yes.
so you had Hybrid Theory and Meteora, and then after that one, what came after Meteora? Was that this is was it Minutes to Midnight after Meteora? There might have been one in between.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it was Minutes
Yeah,
to
it was.
Midnight, and then Thousand Suns, and then Lost.
Living Things. Was
Living
until
Things.
2012. Yeah.
Then Living Things, and then it was Living Things one with Hunting Party, or was that a separate album? Hunting Party was a separate album.
Yeah. It was.
Hunting Party, which I mean, I didn't like Hunting Party, but I'm not going to judge people who do. Like Keys to the Kingdom slaps. Like that's a good song. And then One More Light came out. One More Light, loved that album. Everyone was like, Linkin Park's gone pop mainstream. Oh no!
Yeah, because they had Pusha T on
Then
there
Pusha
and
T
shit
and
like
Kiara
that.
or whatever her name was.
Yeah, like that.
Heavy was a good song.
Here's the thing. With another Evolution artist that I really want to talk about because his album sucked so much. Chance the Rapper. He had
he's changed.
10-Day, Acid Rap, and Coloring Book, and those three were like his old school where everything was wordplay, everything was rocking, and now it's like And now it's like with the big day, it was like, dude, I was like, you know, like it was like, it was so lame.
I get it. Like
I was literally like,
I love my wife.
I was, ooh, I love my wife. You know, it was like, and like with Hot Shower. And that is like, that was one of the most, I don't know if you guys have heard Hot Shower.
No.
But
No, oh god. No, it's just my brother doesn't shut up about it.
no, but like me and my friend Nick were like driving with our friends, and they're of course two white girls, and they were like play Hot Shower, and I played Hot Shower.
it was like when Mo Bamba was the thing. It's the
yeah,
same
and
deal.
that, but also that one Megan Thee Stallion song, Cash Shit, with the baby.
Oh no.
That, oh my god, it is so terrible.
Okay.
I'm looking back on it because, like, I wanted to fit in with them, so I would, like, sing with them, and then looking back and thinking about this song, like, it is so
You're like,
garbage.
please sleep with me.
Shut up, Corey.
You got called out.
Yeah.
Okay, he accepts it. He's like, okay.
Yeah, but
I'm like, whatever.
I understand not liking an album, and I'm totally respectful if you think, okay, this album's trash. This song garbage. Like, you can say that, but don't be like, I'm a huge fan of the artist, and then shit on all of their work and say I miss the old. That's
oh
what
my
pisses me
god,
off.
that is so, like, okay, with Chance the Rapper.
I miss
like,
the old Kanye.
I miss the old Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Like, okay, look, Chance the Rapper, his old school stuff was wordplay.
Then listen to it.
Wordplay.
Like, I
it
like
was
it.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
And then Big Day came out, and that was his shift into trying to move to cloud rap with super easy wording and like that like heavy 808
And if
bass
if that's not your thing, don't listen to it. And listen to his old music.
and even with that though, but he tried at it and he failed at it, and that's why the album flopped so hard, was because like, I mean, everybody hated the album. It wasn't a good album.
So like, here's another example. So what are all of 21 Pilots albums?
So there's the first one was 21 Pilots,
Yes.
2009, and then they had it was actually Regional at Best, 2011, but that got scrapped because it's out there, but it's no longer available in stores because they changed record deals. Most of the songs off Regional at Best got transferred over to an album called Vessel, which is available.
So
in stores.
Vessel's the one that I first heard, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Vessel, and then like Tear in My Heart was on Sirius XM radio every day.
Mm-hmm.
That was the next album, right?
Next
song.
album,
It is,
yeah, was
it
Blurry
is
Face.
So
Yeah.
Blurryface, like that's the one that everyone.
Blurryface was good.
Blurryface
I really
was
like
great,
Blurryface.
and so is Vessel. And I went back and finally listened to 21 Pilots' first album. My favorite by
It's
far.
gorgeous.
Almost
love-
Believer, like
Oh.
that's such a
You know what I
bop.
love?
But I don't like Trench.
Really, that's
I
my
like
favorite.
Trench.
I have.
Trenches. I can see why people don't like Trench.
Like the music videos, I thought were like artistic but weird.
It's very.
Oh, there's
like,
a story to it. It's a
Yeah, I
concept.
get it. I
It's
respect
a concept.
them.
It's
I
a
respect
very.
it.
It's very like. And I'm surprised even I like it because I'm kind of like a lot like.
You're not musically closed off,
No.
but you have a taste.
No, but like I have a taste, well, and just a lot, like it deals with a lot of like heavy, like emotional shit.
Yeah.
It's typically stuff that I just like don't deal with, and so I'm kind of surprised that I like it.
Yeah.
So like it just wasn't for me, but like I still like 21 Pilots, and I hope they keep touring and making
Yeah,
more
they're
music.
good.
Like I'm all for them. I don't like hate an artist for changing.
Yeah.
I think what was so funny was when you said, what are 21 Pilots albums? You immediately looked at Cooper.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And
because
you-
Coop's
Cooper's
the
a-
21
Coop is a huge 21
yeah.
Pilots junkie.
This is our resident 21 Pilots fanboy. Can
Oh, yeah.
probably tell you Tyler Joseph's life story.
Not the full thing, but
Not that
You can
it's
get
like,
there.
I got a few years of it
Yeah.
under my belt at least. Like, but no, I mean, it's just
I can tell you though that the first album was not with Josh Nunn, the drummer. It was
Yeah.
It was with Chris Solly, and he was with them until
because that was didn't they have a high school band originally?
yeah, it was.
And it was like 4 or 5 guys, wasn't it? Or it was
might have
3.
been. It was Tyler, Chris, and then I believe Tyler's brother.
I think it was 3. Yeah.
What was his name? Zach. And I don't know why I know this. I invested like maybe too much time into this, but Zach actually used to rap. Tyler would sing. Zach was featured on a song in Regional at Best, but again, not available in stores. There are other ways to get it. I'm talking about piracy, but
I'm talking about Pilots.
You know, there are worse things you can do on the internet.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's fair. There's a whole black market.
Oh God. Okay. Let getting back on track. So here's another thing. So I got a lot of band and orchestra friends at
Yeah.
our school. Hey, don't trash on him.
Corey's
Dude, you used to be
so
friends with Dimitri, remember that, dude?
No, I'm not trashing on it. Just the way you,
Dimitri,
just the
yeah.
way you worded
Why are you
it.
guys dogging on my boy Dimitri? I don't know who Dimitri
Dimitri
is.
Pilger?
No idea.
Oh,
He's awesome.
he moved to Japan for a year, and then he's up in Michigan again. Dimitri, if you ever listen to this, I love you. No, he was
Shouts out to my
no,
boy
he was my
Dimitri.
first friend I made when I moved down here.
I totally
Really?
I forgot about Dimitri.
Yeah, no,
He was cool.
Dimitri, Zach, Jackson, and I all sat at the same table in 6th grade, and I was like, "Hi guys," and made friends, and that's why I know you,
Yeah.
realistically, and I would have met you anyway, probably
Yeah.
too, and then that's kind of why I met you too. So,
When was that? 7th grade?
so
Sixth
when
grade,
I met
sixth
you,
grade.
it was probably 7th
Yeah, it
grade.
was-
I met Cooper in 6th grade as well.
No, it was 7th. It was
Or 7th grade, I mean.
Yeah.
7th grade was when
I
everything
knew you in
happened.
6th grade.
I think I
Yeah.
met you in 6th grade, but we didn't talk.
Corey, I knew of you.
7th grade was when I
Wait,
first.
I want
met
to say
you.
all the way back in Geist.
Dude, I don't remember jack shit from guys.
I don't either. I have very vague, sad
I-
memories.
I
'cause that's where my
remember
parents
when I was
divorced.
at-
But apart from that,
I remember when I was at Corey's house one time for
We
like
slept
it was
over.
like a party and I slept over and we got a bunch of food from like his
Yeah,
parents.
shit, I remember
And
that.
and I ate like 12 donuts and I think that was my first real feeling of like a hangover was eating that many donuts, you know?
Oh my gosh.
But like, you know,
yeah.
I met like with like moving here, I think it was really interesting just to like hear like of course like when you're like 5 years old you don't know what people's music tastes are, but I like
That's
listening
true.
like my parents' music tastes are so crazy to me because my mom she listens to French music like
Dude.
no, literally in the morning when she's cleaning or when she's like making food
Hey,
I'll come out and it's like "Oh, swall," or some some garbage like that, you know.
Dude,
and,
I
but
was-
like I respect it as much as I do.
When I was taking German classes, listened to the German rap music for a hot minute.
Bro,
really?
Bushido is Pomerana Flow is a dope ass like it's like the Cash Cars kind of song,
Right.
but it was like my one like mainstream rap song where I was like the Pomerana Flow. I'm like yeah. No, like
German metal
Like
is
I'm a
actually
German
so
kid.
cool. Though.
I think it's funny how like my parents like genre favorites are so insanely different. My mom is very soft and relaxing, so if I've played anything like hard rock or like rap or
freak
anything,
out.
like rock, like she'll be like, okay, turn this off. But if like my dad, Foo Fighters, Kodak Black,
Dude,
Juice WRLD,
I turn on
oh my god, my dad
103.3.
my dad's range of like listening to music is insane to me because he can go and listen to he's a very like
Eclectic,
huge Foo Fighters
too.
fan. He I don't know how much of a Nirvana fan he was, but I know he got me into that as well. Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Green
Yeah.
Day. He got me into Green Day.
Oh, Green
so
Day! I
much.
saw them when they came here.
Yeah, so did I.
Dude.
Like 2017, 2018?
2017.
Yeah,
It
it's
was-
2017.
Yeah, because it was my 16th birthday.
Oh, yeah, because we were
nice.
sophomores.
Or was it? No, it might have been 2018 if it was my 16th. I gotta think now.
No,
No, it was 2017. It was my 15th birthday.
because we were sophomores at the time, so that would be 2017, 2018 year.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it was my 16th. Because my 15th is the one that I spent at the lake.
Nice.
Dude, there's a funny photo of me. I will probably weigh like 40 to 50 more pounds. I'm laying down shirtless in the grass with a piece of grass
I
sticking
bet
out my
that's
mouth.
attractive.
Oh, I can find it and send it to you later. We'll make that the thumbnail for this video. But no, it's
hot.
It's great.
I think.
But
yeah.
like I was okay, we went on a huge tangent. So
We really
band and orchestra kids. Instrumental music is so underappreciated in modern culture. It kind of
it
angers
really
me.
is.
Because I found like this. So my dad and I went to Cincinnati and went to an art museum there. And there was this school, and they brought their orchestra, and the kids were like playing violin. And this brother and sister duo played. Was it Bach for 2 violins? I think is what it was, or
Right.
something. And like chills, my whole body quaking. Like I was like. My dad literally went up and talked to them afterwards. Was like, "What song did you just play? I need to find it on the internet." And he hasn't been. He literally was like, "I can't find a good enough version that matches what those 2 kids were doing." They were like
That's insane.
15 and like 13.
What?
It was just mind-boggling. Instrumental music can pull so much emotion out of you.
It really can,
Without
man.
you, like, because I'm a huge fan of poetry, so like I think lyrics are required. Like it's just
yeah,
innate
exactly.
to me. But if you guys know Rousseau, great YouTube channel, it's a ton of pianists who came together to make one channel. So it's like 37 players who upload their own things to this channel, and the main guy does most of it, but he'll have other people come in and upload them, and it's like the visual aid pianist where it shows like they're coming down and it has like the cool visual effects, and you just see their hands flying across and they're playing like Moonlight Sonata, and there's one, it's like a 9-minute song that was, it felt like you were in a horror movie.
Ooh.
Because like the tension that the like off chords like, oh, it was beautiful.
Right. I know this one instrumental song is probably pretty basic, but Eric Johnson's "Cliffs of Dover."
Oh,
That
yeah.
song, amazing instrumental. I don't know if he does like instrumental, like always instrumentals. I've only listened to that one song, but like but like it's
Fake
like
fan.
big fan. No, but like I think that song you can just bop to it because it's literally just
That's the guitar solo song,
bass, and
yeah.
drums. It's a crazy hard song. I have so much like respect.
There's
for
a
him.
kid at our school who I was talking to who tried to learn Cliffs of Dover on his
I'm
guitar.
trying to learn it right now. and
It's
it
like
is
apparently
very
extremely difficult.
It is very difficult.
You know, one thing that I've noticed with instrumental music is just like how great it is in just media. Like I'm talking.
Oh yeah, because you do the media stuff at our
Editing.
school.
Well, yeah, that. But I
Videos.
mean in terms of movies.
Yeah.
Like TV shows, stuff
Cinema
like that.
scores.
Scores
Baby
yes.
Driver.
Oh,
I mean, there's lyrics
favorite
in that,
song.
but there are some that don't like.
Yeah, favorite soundtrack ever, Baby Driver.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, like you've got the Avengers theme, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Sebastian and I can't think of the girl's name from La La Land. Their theme, Mia and Sebastian's theme from La La
Oh,
Land.
yeah.
But
I still
oh my
watch-
gosh!
I
And then
still
just the
watch La La
piano
Land.
version of City of Stars from it, just doom doom.
Yeah, but then like we talked about earlier, Mando's theme is awesome.
Yeah, no,
we got Giorno's theme, which I know is like, that's
Meme value right there.
That's a whole different story. But like Giorno's
Burke's
theme is
not
awesome.
an animer. We said Giorno's theme and he had no reaction.
I'm literally so
JoJo?
zoned out. I was just JoJo's Bizarre
Yeah, you
Adventure. I've watched
JoJo.
an episode or two. I know that you guys are gonna be like, oh,
I haven't watched
but
it at all.
Sword Art Online. I got into that.
Really?
So
I know you were gonna laugh, motherfucker. I knew you were gonna laugh.
I'm a Naruto kind of guy, and
Oh, yeah.
I like the filler. Judge me.
I'm not an
Hey,
anime fan myself.
Bad
but
because of the filler.
I like. The
I'm not an
filler.
anime fan myself, but Miles Wilson got me into SAO, and
You poor-
that,
Okay, low key.
You poor soul.
Low key, side note, show that slaps and has great just music behind it for the mood setting. Beyblade, don't judge me.
Beyblade.
You're getting judged.
Hey.
for that.
Dude, okay, tell me we all couldn't do the opening theme right now.
No.
Beyblade, Beyblade, rip. It's
Yeah.
Beyblade, Beyblade, let it rip. Let's
After
fight
that-
an epic battle,
that-
face off and spin the metal. No
If you
time.
know-
I don't know that.
I
I
play
don't
so
know.
back
Sorry.
I was
down.
gonna say if you knew anything
Gotta go
besides
fast.
those first two,
Sonic Fast.
if you knew anything besides those first two lines, please go to a hospital.
You need help. No, I just think music is such an important part of our culture, though, and I think we've touched upon
And
that.
not even just like
Good transition from Beyblade to
Culture. Dude, segues.
dude, not even like normal culture where it's like musically like heart lifting or heart pouring down. You know, like it's also like meme culture. Oh my god,
Yeah.
meme culture all star and
Yes.
like oh god,
I've got a whole
there's
playlist.
so
Dude,
much.
when the free Smash Mouth concert happened or whatever downtown, and everyone went, and I didn't know it was a thing.
I
and
know, shit.
I didn't. There was at the Nickel Plate. There was a concert, and it was Smash Mouth, and I'm pretty sure it was free. Like you just showed up, and they like let so many people in.
Yeah, because Nickel Place is just a wide open area.
You could literally
It's
just-
like a place you
And
walk
I
to.
didn't go because I
actually
didn't
think.
know it happened.
I actually remember
Smash-
Smash Mouth performing before I way before All Star was a meme. I
I'm
remember
not
hearing
even
their
gonna-
name at the Nickel.
I'm not even gonna lie, Smash Mouth. kinda
Not
sucks.
that good.
Smash
I
Mouth.
agree.
Kinda sucks.
I think now
No,
I
I'm a
don't.
believer.
Now, genuinely,
I don't
I don't
like
know if
that.
it's a meme or not, but I'm kind of sick of it at this point. I don't like what's it called? What's
Oh
the
my
one
God.
famous Shrek song?
All Star.
Sorry.
I don't like that song.
Oh.
Which
It's
one?
not All Star.
He doesn't
I don't
like
like
All-Star.
All
I
Star.
don't either.
I
It's-
like the song.
I don't even
legitimately.
think it's it's not even like an ironic thing. It's just like genuinely, I don't know why people like
You-
it. It's
you know
so
what?
over. It's so like
I genuinely like
Not
it,
that
not
good.
just for the meme value, just because his voice is kind of boppy, and it's just like a song that everyone can sing along to.
One song
Okay,
that
that's true.
I love that's a meme song is well I don't love the song itself but the band is Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People.
Yeah,
That's
Foster
good.
the
I
People's
love
good.
That's a good
Look, I
song.
know it's about a school shooting and all that shit.
No,
like, Foster People is
it's
an
so
amazing
good.
band. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've heard them that much.
I've
but
not
there's
listened to anything besides.
Houdini, like what? Like that's such a good.
that. The
Houdini's a
Pumped
good
Up Kicks is really good.
We've all seen the meme where it's like the pretty pink house next to like the black goth house.
Yes,
It
exactly.
says describe a song that sounds like this and
Yeah.
insert pretty pink house, but the lyrics are this. And Pumped Up Kicks
Pumped
is the
Up
first
Kicks.
one that everyone thinks
Yeah.
of.
21 Pilots songs,
21
21 Pilots lyrics.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just think that there are some songs that are meme songs that bands have. Like okay, so like even like so.
Oh
Like,
shit! What's
not,
the one Kanye song where he was like, "Poop the disco"?
Oh my god, that might be the worst song of the
that wasn't
decade.
Kanye, that was Big Shaq.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, Poop
No,
Diddy
no.
Scoop.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
Kanye.
oh my
No,
gosh,
that's
I'm
Kanye.
thinking of...
Big Shaq was not.
Big Shaq
Yeah,
was
that's not-
when the team
Pop,
goes.
pop, pop. Yeah, that one.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
That was funny.
That was good.
That
Like
was an interesting.
plenty of songs get just memed on just because you can. And like my favorite thing is they take popular songs and turn them into memes, though.
You know what?
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
like Lucid Dreams. Perfect
Dude,
example.
some fucking remixes are better than the originals.
Minecraft parodies.
Nope, I'm getting out of here.
Okay.
Okay,
Talk,
Kodak
guys.
Black drowning, the parody mining.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Mining.
Oh, why do you know it?
Because it's actually slaps.
No. I can't. I cannot stand any type of parodies. I think they're obnoxious. The people who execute them are obnoxious. Because
Okay.
It's either really annoying gamers. No offense to
No,
gamers
yeah.
out there,
Gamer
but
culture.
12-year-olds or like Weird Al. I think
Weird Al's awesome.
Okay, here's the
I
thing
like
with Weird
Weird
Al.
Al.
Weird Al. He seems like he has a great personality. I hate his voice.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's-
no,
it's-
Weird Al got complimented by Kurt Cobain before he passed away because so Weird Al is like a huge artist and was a big guy just for his like talents with accordion and all sorts of other things. So he started making parodies, and then he asked to parody "Smells Like Teen Spirit." And when Kurt Cobain was asked in an interview about like him letting them do that because he had like talked to him and they like had a close bond, like when they were like talking about making that and him talking about how I want to make it funny and like have fun with it. And I was like, yeah, totally cool. And he was asked in an interview and he goes, I know we've made it because Weird Al parodied one of our songs.
Yeah,
Like Kurt Cobain said that.
I think that's crazy.
Like I love Weird Al personally because like okay, what's Lola, the famous song in his parody Yoda is my because Yoda Yoda. Yeah, because everyone knows like the Lola.
Yeah.
Oh right.
La 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 la
I as much as he's obviously talented, he obviously has a lot of power.
Extremely smart
I think
musician.
parodies are, in my opinion, it's not that like I'm not like deucing on parodies, but I think parodies are a shitty way to make money because sometimes the originality is not there.
Yeah.
Because while you have your own lyrics that you wrote, it's literally just reflecting on the song.
I
don't
recently
like parodies myself.
for an AP Stats project, I made a parody of Last Christmas,
Oh no.
and
It's
it
so
took
bad.
it took me about 30. Well, it took you and I. Took you
I
and
helped him write
about-
the lyrics.
It took him, Austin, and I about 30 minutes to completely do it, and and don't get me wrong, it's hilarious. It's awesome, but it was just, it didn't really take much effort.
And not only
frankly.
that is like mumble rap and stereotypical rap nowadays is so easy to write. Like
Yeah.
when I wrote this one song called Lovely that I'll be releasing later, but it was about like an actual storytelling like song that I have. And that took me, oh my god, I'm still in the midst of writing it, but it's taken me very, very long. Like it is
So-
hard to do, but
and-
the stereotypical like rap, like that took me literally like 15 minutes to like write like 2 verses and like a hook. Like it was so easy for me.
Yeah, so here's the thing, like I appreciate parodies because I enjoy comedy value. I'm a huge like fan of like stuff. Musical comedy is a huge like thing. I love Bo Burnham if you guys know him.
Yes.
Great guy. Musical comedy's great. I like parody comedy as well. And when you mix them, it's a great feeling for me. But because how easy some music is to write nowadays, a group that I really appreciate, who is an amazing channel I've been watching since literally the first video, I think, Epic Rap Battles of History.
Oh my.
That's
Look,
pretty
that's
fun.
like
They put and now that they split off from their like company and they're independent, the amount of effort they put in, the team is like full of wonderful people, and I love their work.
yeah.
And that is talented music that uses the wordplay we were talking about earlier. That shows that like you can have that funny music and still be original. Because they just released, they're releasing the video next week because they released the audio for it. They did Oppenheimer, like Manhattan Project Oppenheimer versus Thanos is coming up.
Oh, that's
So it's like
that's
I
funny.
Am Death, like is
Here's
like
the thing about that is so creative to like pin
Yeah.
up certain characters.
they did Joker and Pennywise for Halloween.
Didn't they do like Hitler versus like
Vader.
Darth Vader?
Hitler
Yeah.
Vader was their original
Like,
that
what?
made Hitler
Yeah.
Vader was their
Yeah.
first that got them
They
popular.
do. They have some really good ones.
Like some more like one of people's favorites is Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein. Another
That's
one,
really good.
Steve
Jesus
Jobs versus
Christ.
Bill Gates is amazing.
I think
That's
here's
really
the
good.
thing.
I like
company
the. I like
after
the.
your dick.
I look. I don't like those parodies at all, but I can find the respect in the fact that like it's
Well, at least
original. They're putting.
They're not
effort
even
in.
parodies. They're
Yeah,
just,
they
they're-
write
No,
the-
I know they're not even.
I will say
parodies,
they
but
they hire out some of the beats to these
yeah.
really awesome guys and they credit them and they do a great job.
yeah.
Those guys are amazing with what they do with their beats. They send in and they use multiple artists sometimes in the same song, so they can swap up between like verse 2 like and 3. they're just so talented. I respect their lyricism. I respect the research that they put in to get some of the things down. Because, like, and how they use that wordplay that I was talking about with some of the research. In the Pennywise Joker one, he goes something like, I'll steal this battle like Rob Kane stole from Bill Finger, because some guy basically stole Batman and Joker and all the credits for creating that comic book from another guy. And so they, like, reference it in the song. Like, that's one reason that's another power of music. We can freaking segue into Schoolhouse Rock and School of Rock, music and education. Because Epic Rap Battles of History is part of, like, what blossoms. Like, there's a lot of things that made me want to become a teacher.
Epic Rap Battles History equals education.
Honestly, I've learned more about some of those historical figures from that rap battle and then going on Wikipedia and some sites after than I have in school classes.
I think I'd take that with a grain of salt. Because they take a lot of creative liberties. That's just like going on. That's like watching Pearl Harbor and then taking notes on it.
I think fine art should be implemented more. I think that, like, being in, like, there are respect for my boy Miles, even though I know he does AP art and all this crazy art stuff and he has amazing projects, but I feel like that type of art, like, you know, like drawing and stuff like that,
and
people don't do that. The majority of people don't take those classes to be, like, wanting to do art. They take it to get the credit done. I feel like if you implemented more music stuff wise, maybe a guitar class. We already have piano classes. I already just took my final today, and, like, oh gosh, what else? Like piano. And
like, we have
guitar.
music theory and everything, but those classes, like, are so daunting because, like, I'm in choir and I struggle with, like, concepts in music theory that are very basic.
I feel like there should be more instrumental, like, instruments. Like, I feel like more instruments should be classes.
Oh, do you mean like band and orchestra?
No.
Well, here's the problem. Band and orchestra are pressured where if you don't join it in 6th grade here, you can't join it later on because you get Fs.
You can join it in 7th, 8th grade.
You will get Fs on playing tests, though, if you do, because you don't have time to learn outside of school, some people. What he's saying is, like, giving opportunity, like, I think...
Like, for good, like, basic guitar.
Yeah, like how,
teach
like,
us some chords and some strumming, and, like, you know, let's have a good time, learn a few songs, because we had, in music class in 7th grade, when you had to take music if you took FACS, you did a, like, 1-week guitar unit.
I think the idea with piano, like with a piano class that I'm in, you just have headphones plugged in the piano, and then you play it, and you try and practice the song, and then when you're ready for the test, you take the test, and then you just, like, flip a switch so it plays out loud, and then you just, like, play the piano. And I think that would be a great concept for, like, a guitar. Like, you bring in a bunch of amplifiers into a room.
And have headphones.
Plug in headphones and then play a song for, like, a teacher. I think that would be an awesome implementation into, like, today's, like, fine arts.
Music is so wide and varying and all sorts of things. We might have to have you guys back for another talk about more stuff. But we're hitting almost an hour long on this episode, so we're going to cut it here, guys. We're sorry about a little bit of hiatus we've had for the past few weeks. We just haven't had time to record. We'll try to pump some more out over finals. But we'll try to pump some more out for you guys over break. Maybe drop an extra upload here and there if we have the time and opportunity. See you guys. Peace out. See you next week.
All right, goodbye.